Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I recently got the opportunity to test ride the Himalayan 450 in an event Royal Enfield Kenya had organized. I was looking forward to the ride because I had heard all this fuss people had made about the bike, that the original Himalayan was good because it did exactly what it was made to do and it didn't attempt to do more than it could, and that made it perfect for what it was, and that this new one was an improvement over the old one in all the ways that mattered and also didn't attempt to overreach. I get the sentiment that engineers over at Royal Enfield have the proverb mgema akisifiwa tembo hutia maji plastered all over their walls. I had watched all the videos, heard all the motor influencers give standing ovations to this love letter to small displacement adventure riding all over the world. I had watched as the biking community started trading their race leathers for motocross boots and helmets with peaks. I witnessed a time when going on a motor adventure around the world didn't demand you bring a behemoth with a boxer engine, and of course I wanted to try it for myself. Yes, I was skeptical. I knew about the weird pull to the right when you let go of the handlebars, the budget tires, the built-in nav that requires your phone to be always unlocked, but I like quirky novelty things, even though this novelty thing is now mainstream. My main purpose for this test ride was to find out the truth for myself. There is no such thing as a free lunch, and Royal Enfield is not exempt from this rule. How do you make an adventure bike that is affordable, durable, and premium? What do you sacrifice? But I'm getting ahead of myself. I did get to ride the Himalayan 450, and what follows are my honest first impressions of this adventure bike from the perspective of a street rider. As always, let's get the bad and the ugly out of the way. Yes, the bike pulls to the right when you let go of the handlebars, and it does so aggressively. This is not a problem if you ride with your hands where they're supposed to be though. The transmission has a clunky yet mechanical feel. The gears engage positively, but only if you are deliberate about it. Gear 1 was extremely short for my liking, and others weren't that far ahead either. The kickstand also leans the bike more than I did. I'm not going to talk about specs. There are plenty of videos online discussing that topic, and I'm sure most of you already know every on-paper fact about this bike. Instead, I'm going to talk about it from the perspective of someone who just got it and is swinging a leg over the steed for the first time. For reference, I'm 5'4" and gain an inch with my riding shoes. When I saw the bike in person, it looked sizable yet manageable. I'm a fan of the heritage styling Royal Enfield bikes get. The subtle curves and the utilitarian look appeals to me. And with the 450, there has been an update in styling to speak more to a modern audience, and they somehow have managed to reconcile the two design philosophies fairly well. The bike was a little heavier to lift off the kickstand as it leans a lot more. There is an accessory kickstand to fix this, but it's not really an issue if you expect it. You will get used to it. It just caught me off guard. The bike feels solid, no loose fittings, no wobbles. The switchgear and levers feel tactile and engaging, except for the joystick which you use to control the dash. It felt a little vague, but you also will get used to it. The weight overall was not an issue for me. I was able to kickstand turn the bike fairly easily. The crash protection also adds to the secure feeling, along with the made like a gun vibe that permeates the whole experience. Basically, they nailed the proportions as it comes stock. The stubby windscreen, the tail section, the mudguards, the chunky rear tire, and the slim, bigger front tire all seem to go well together, and the instrument cluster too. And speaking of the instrument cluster, when you turn the key, this 4-inch circle of sharp, clear goodness honestly elevates the bike to feel a little more premium. I didn't spend that much time staring at it though, so let's quickly move on to the sound. Thumbing the starter effortlessly brings the 452cc Sherpa engine alive. With a slight rumble, the single-cylinder thumper roars to life. The sound isn't going to blow your socks off, but its steady thump gives you an assurance that it will go with you wherever you want without letting you down. The ride-by-wire throttle is direct and lag-free. Delivers the 40 PS at the crank immediately. The shortcoming that I faced was that the first gear was too short and shifting gears was a bit clunky, but you quickly get used to it as the Sherpa gives you the opportunity to learn quickly, since you will have to shift gears pretty often so that you can stay in the meaty portion of the power and torque curves. The route I went through had a mix of flowing bends, unfinished roads, and stop and go traffic. And in all these places, the bike didn't skip a beat. I was even able to play the stop without putting your feet on the ground game a couple of times in traffic because the bike just felt really well balanced. I didn't get to use the mileage function, but the fuel bar at the bottom of the display kept me apprised of the fuel level, and the engine temp gauge didn't rise at all even though I was riding in 32-degree heat. The power was there on tap. It's not that crazy. The Sherpa puts out 40 PS at the crank, so it'll be a little lower at the wheel. The bike has ABS, so naturally I turn it off, but you can only disable ABS at the rear wheel to allow you to slide the back end while maintaining control at the front with the 20-inch wheel. Speaking of the front wheel, it was able to roll over uneven surfaces of the roadworks outside City Mall. It's not hard enduro, but for the average rider, you will appreciate how lush it feels over such surfaces, while other vehicles around me was slowing down and struggling. The base model comes at about 764,000 Kenya shillings, and they go all the way up to 839,000 Kenya shillings for the rally versions. But honestly, I'd just go for the base model, then upgrade the sump guard, get the kickstand upgrade, throw on some bulkbusters, some soft luggage maybe, and save the rest of my money for an adventure. There are some tour companies that organize adventures to cool places. If you're new to motorcycle adventures and would like to eliminate the stress of planning your own trip, even though that's what makes an adventure personal. Or if you don't currently own a bike, these organizations also provide bikes for you at reasonable prices. Tell me in the comments if this is something you'd like me to go into with you, but I digress. When it comes to maintenance, having a dealer nearby is very crucial, especially on a brand new bike with electronic throttle and ABS. Royal Enfield Kenya gives a nice 3-year unlimited mile warranty, so this makes visiting the dealer to keep up with your servicing worth it. With their highly trained mechanics who receive advanced training in India to work on these bikes, you can rest assured that your bike is in good hands. If you live in towns away from Nairobi, Royal Enfield Kenya will dispatch a technician to your place to do maintenance for you at very reasonable prices. This is an adventure bike through and through. It was specifically developed to handle the most demanding terrain from which it derived its name. But at the same time, you can strap on a top box and go to the supermarket, and the bike is not going to get in your way. With a seat height of 825 millimeters, the standard seat height is also adjustable to 845 millimeters, and there's a low seat option that goes all the way down to 805 millimeters. So many riders can comfortably manage this bike. The punchy yet friendly engine with smooth power delivery and decent mileage makes it ideal for commuting as well as going on long trips. If you can afford this bike and would like to experience adventures or just have a one bike garage, this is a decent candidate. I would like more time on the bike to have a better read on it, but for the short time I've had it, I give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments if you like this style of breakdown. If you have a different opinion on the bike, please share it and let us grow together as lovers of this precious hobby. That's it for now. See you in another video. Ride safe and have fun.